everybody. Welcome to Saint Misbehavin', a podcast about saints from people who are not. I am your host, Matthew Shadorn, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, who is the only shining light in this godless, horrible world that we're all just floating aimlessly through until we inevitably shuffle off this mortal coil, learning nothing more than we knew when we came into this world. Anna Dominate. Anna, Anna, how are you doing today?
Wow, I'm touched. I can't believe. Have you had some kind of Damascene moment or something? Like, if you hit your head, are you okay?
I'm just really depressed.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry that that is happening to you, but also if it means that you're nice to me, then also grateful. So that was nice. Quite surprising.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I had a little party to celebrate my engagement a few days ago that you were invited to, but did not deign to attend. And I think I'm still a bit hungover from that.
I had a previous engagement.
Well, it wasn't an engagement, was it? It was a pub.
Well, yeah. Well, I had previous plans with some friends that we've been planning for months before you came up with this harebrained marriage scheme. But Anna, have you done anything saintly or experienced anything miraculous lately?
Well, I survived a very brutal crash on my bike.
Oh, no.
That was entirely of my own. Well, I wouldn't say entirely, but I was going too fast and the other person.
It was probably somewhat the bike's fault.
Yeah. No, I basically didn't give someone else enough space when I was overtaking, but I was going really fast and wasn't able to slow down quickly enough. But somehow I came out of it a lot worse than the other person did, which is good because I was wearing a helmet and she wasn't. And so the lots of miracles really, because I got very, very badly bruised, but nothing worse. So yay for me.
Where were you bruised?
All over the right side of my body where I hit the road. So it was like a quiet back street, which is one, I take quiet back streets in order to avoid cars because they're scary, but I forgot that other bikes can be scary too. So I landed quite hard in the road, and then my bike landed quite hard on my leg. So I got a really big bruise on the inside of my thigh, and then all over the right side of my body, so my elbow and the outside of my legs. So sleeping on the side that I usually like to sleep on was not feasible for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But the bruises are starting to fade now, so that's good because that means I can walk around in skirts and people don't give Danny a funny look. So there's that.
That's good, I guess.
Yeah, I was wearing a very hardcore helmet that I used to have a really shitty cheap bike helmet, and then when I got this e-bike it came with a fancy one, and I'm glad I did because I didn't feel a thing on my head. So
That's good.
and there were skid marks on the outside of the helmet, so I definitely would have if I'd carried on using the cheap one. So yeah, lucky and miraculous that I was spared the full consequences of my own hubris and frivolity, and the other person wasn't mad at me because it was partly her fault as well. So
yes. Well, don't you think she would have learned more of a lesson about wearing a helmet if
she'd hurt herself?
If she'd hurt herself. I mean, I feel like that's
wow.
Really, she did not learn. It's do you see how important it is to wear a helmet? Because
concrete, man, it do be hard.
It's very unforgiving. So
yeah,
wear your helmets out there, folks.
Yeah, this episode is sponsored by Big Bike Helmet.
Yeah.
If you work for Abus or any other makers of really good helmets and you're listening, get in touch because we'd love to keep blowing your trumpet. Anyway,
you should probably get a new helmet. If you've been in an accident with a helmet, you're supposed to.
Oh really? Even if it's not visibly it had some skid marks on it, but it's not cracked or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways.
Well, maybe I should because I've just sung their praises. So I'm even if it's £100, probably worth it.
Yeah, send us free helmets. So I just got through half term. That was a really big thing.
that is that sounds like some kind of saintly some kind of trial that a monk or someone who wants to try and be a saint would have to go through, spending a week with two kids.
It was certainly a difficult trial. Thankfully it was only 4 days because one day was the holiday, so Alice was here with me for the Monday at least. But I had to deal with the 4-year-old and the 9-month-old or the 10-month-old now, who is crawling already. So they're both very difficult in different ways.
Yeah, just too mobile
Found a bunch of things to do with them. We actually did a bunch of, like, went to soft play, or there was like a thing at the mall where they had like a bunch of toys out for kids to play with and hang out with
Nice.
other kids and other parents and stuff. So it was nice in that respect, but it was nice to finally get through that. And he went back to nursery on Monday. And then today there was a blackout for some reason.
Oh, God.
And nursery was closed. And I was like,
Oh, no.
So then I was stuck with them all day again.
No.
But I had no plan in place. I was just like, oh, we just hung out at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a difficult trial. It's very draining.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 is more than 1. It's
Yes.
a lot more than 1.
The chaos is greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly, yeah. It's crazy how that works. I was like, certainly we could get into some kind of economy of scale here, right? And that's not the case at all. So yeah, so that's the thing that I did. And,
And as you
work-
always like to remind me, you have 2 degrees in economics. So
I do.
like, if anyone's going to figure this out, it would be you.
I keep showing them charts and they keep ignoring them. Be like, this is how it should work.
Guys, the fun is in short supply and high demand. That's
This
the
is how
problem
much
here.
love I have to supply. So you need to demand this much. So yeah, it's been a very exhausting week. And it's been a tough week,
So
and it was good too.
the saintly thing you've done is you have been suffering the little children as Jesus told you to.
I suppose I have. And I've been trying to get my work done, but it's been suffering as well. But
Wait, you
I'll
have
catch up on
work?
stuff. Well, I run the Oxford Comedy Festival, Anna.
Wow, that was seamless.
I know, which starts. This will be the last episode before it starts, I think. So if you're in Oxford or the Oxford area, or thinking about visiting Oxford, what a great
July
opportunity
would be a really good time.
to come. You got there's not a lot to do at night in Oxford. So during the day you go and see all the great cultural sites, museums, and universities.
And then in the evening, you continue to imbibe culture by watching live comedy.
Yeah, see, exactly. So Oxford Comedy Festival, check it out, folks. We got a bunch of acts. Tickets on sale. Still got plenty of tickets. But you can, or if you just want to buy tickets, I like to say that purchasing is mandatory, but attendance isn't.
Isn't. I'm not sure that people need any encouragement though, because like, don't you often get like people who buy tickets and then don't show up, and it sort of boggles the mind. Like, how do people have 20 spare quid that they can just throw away like that? It's crazy.
I don't know. Like the other day, I did a show and we sold 35 tickets
Yeah.
and 25 people showed up, and I was like, what?
So you made like 10 tickets worth of free money.
Yeah, I was just like, I wish they'd have been there. It would have been
Yeah.
nice. I don't know. I was just like, who are these? Who is everybody who was just like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, I actually, I'm going to watch a friend's play this weekend, and got tickets for the Saturday, but I wanted to go on the Friday, and I missed out. But I'm kind of considering going along on the Friday when it's sold out because of the extreme likelihood that people won't turn up.
Yeah.
But that is a bit of a gamble, so I might not do that.
Yeah, anyways, please come to the comedy festival. The reason I put on these shows is so that people can come and enjoy them.
Yeah.
So buy tickets and come. That'd be great. Anyways, Anna,
Hello.
today is June 1st,
Is
2025.
it? I feel like that ship
Shut
has
up, just go
sailed.
with it. Who is today's saint?
Well, today we're not actually honouring the month in any case because, as a special treat for you, Matt, I
yay.
know that when Pope Leo the 14th got selected,
Is that the word?
if I know you anything like as well as I think I do, then I know that
Okay.
you would have been like, well, what about the other 13? So, because that's the kind of curious guy you are.
Because he's Leo the 14th.
Sorry, did I not say that? I thought I said 14.
I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, but
'Cause
so yeah,
I really messed up this preamble here.
that's all right. This whole dynasty of Leos.
Yeah. And what about the other star signs?
Yeah.
So, welcome to a special episode of Leo's Misbehaving, episode 1. So, we're going to be
Why?
talking about Pope Leo the First.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if there are.
Are we going through all 13?
Well, I mean, that's up to our researcher, but also I don't know if every pope is worthy of a whole episode, but this one certainly is. So,
Here's my pitch.
all right, don't do that.
A series of mini episodes throughout the rest of the summer, every week, one, just
Every
like
week,
short
one
episodes. Short episodes for every Leo. We'll call it Pope Girl Summer. And we're gonna We're just gonna go through all the
by
Leos.
the time the first one comes out, we'll have thought of a better name.
Okay. So, Kat, if you're listening to this, make a note and then just write up,
Yeah.
find every Leo and write up. If there's just nothing much, then we'll just have like a 2-minute episode and be like, well, this
Cool.
Leo's dumb.
Sounds good.
Or we can combine some. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be like, Leo the second, I don't know, he died of flatulence 2 weeks into his reign, so that it didn't really do much.
Yeah. But then his son, Leo the Third. Wait, that's not how it works.
I wouldn't be that way. I don't think so. Anyways, so Leo the first.
Yeah, also known as Leo the Great. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
clearly he was the Leo that started the trend for popes being called Leos.
Yeah, I guess if you get to be the first one, so someday Pope Francis will be Pope Francis the Great.
Yeah,
Like when
I
there's
think
more
he
Pope
already
Francis.
is.
He seemed pretty good.
Yeah, but yeah, this one, I mean, again, because he was the first one, right? It's like when you're the first person to do anything, it's always like seems more notable than
Right.
like the bar is lower because no one has like cleared the bar before. So
He sets the
I mean,
template,
reserve
right?
your judgment, but I would say you're probably not going to be impressed.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like at the time it was very impressive, but in
Yeah.
retrospect, you're just like, I mean, like today it would be like, well, you wouldn't become Pope if you did
Yeah.
this, right?
Hopefully,
You'd be like, be lucky if you got to be a cardinal.
yeah. Well,
Archbishop.
exactly, because there are like a lot more people in the world now, men, I should say. So like your chances of being a cardinal, percentage-wise, are now slimmer. So
But there might be fewer Catholic. No, probably not.
proportionally, maybe, but like numerically, I would say no.
No, probably not. No. All right. So what's Leo the First's deal?
So he was around from 391, so quite early on,
Yeah.
to his death was on the 10th of November, 461. So it was the ripe old age of 70.
70. Not a bad run.
No, yeah, that was what he was great at, being alive.
He was killing it at living for 70 years.
Very nice. So yeah, his feast day is in fact the 10th of November. So we've got plenty of time to prepare our celebrations.
You can easily remember from the rhyme. Remember, the 10th of November.
Pope Leo the Great
Great's
died.
feast day. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Leo was likely from Tuscany and was the son of a man named either Quintanus or Quintilianus. Now, presumably, this either-or situation is just different ways of spelling, not his mum slept with two guys and we've got a Mamma Mia situation.
Well, listen, their names were very similar. It was an easy mistake to make.
Sure, yeah.
You know, Quintanus, Quintilianus. Maybe it was a twin, and then they were twins, and they
Yeah, it's
they
possible.
play the old twin switcheroo. It was a sexy prank.
It's like, yeah, and to be fair, if you've got a pair of Roman twins and they're both boys, you would call them Quintanus and Quintilianus, wouldn't you? Because otherwise, what are you doing? Why are you even having twins?
But wouldn't you call one Quintanus and one Quatanus?
Or Hexanus? No, I'm
Was it
not
four-
good enough
no,
at Latin to...
Quint is 4, right? And then
No, Quin is like cans in French, which is 15, so it's 5.
yeah. Oh, is
or
it 5?
sank.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
5.
so 5.
So
So Quintanus
cats,
and Hexanus.
yeah, would be 5 and 6. Anyway, that's as much juice as we can squeeze out of that first sentence, I think. Little is known about his early life, but we know that he became a deacon, which I guess, like, you know, is pretty much the career path.
You got to start somewhere, you know. If you're Pope, you got to be like, you're starting at the bottom. Now
Yeah.
you're Pope.
Yeah, so we don't know, we don't even know if he was like, if this is a rags to riches story or a riches to riches story.
I'm guessing the latter. It's
Very
always
possibly.
the latter. It's always riches to riches.
Apart from Jesus himself, he was evidently renowned beyond Rome before he became pope, because the theologian John Cassian dedicated a treatise to him.
Oh, yeah.
So clearly, like, making waves early on in his papal career. He was like a career pope, you know. Probably went straight from the seminary into some cushy, whatever is the MP equivalent of pope, deacon, and then it was like, you know, he'd been singled out as a cardinal, but he'd never actually done the work of being like your lowliest, like, cleaner in a monastery.
Right,
which is
right.
how I assume where they should start if it was a meritocracy.
So you'd start, yeah. So he probably started out at deacon, is what you're thinking.
Yeah. This is just me wildly speculating, so apologies.
But we can do
you're
that because we've got
listening-
no other source. So
Well, that's true. But apologies if you're listening for the first time and you thought this was a history podcast.
Yeah.
During the reign of Pope Sixtus III, which is very confusing.
These sixtuses. Man, we need to do a whole series on sixtuses.
Well, maybe we'll do that after the Leos. But surely, why would you bother calling yourself Sixtus III and not just 18us?
Hey, or Ninus?
Yep, that's true.
Either one.
Pope Sixtus III reigned from 432 to 440. So Leo would have been in his 40s at this point.
Sure.
So
50s, I think.
Oh no, you were right. It was nearly 50 because of what happens in 2 sentences time. Anyway, yeah, so clearly Kat was not lying when she said that we don't know much about his early life, because skip to when he was nearly 50.
Yep.
Leo was sent to mediate a dispute between a Roman general in Gaul named Aetius and the chief magistrate Albinus at the request of the Roman Emperor Valentinian III.
Okay.
So you following?
I guess. Edis and Albert.
Aetius and Albinus had some beef, and the emperor asked Leo to get involved, and this was during Pope Sixtus III's reign.
So, yeah, because he was like, I heard you're really good at treaties.
Yeah.
And Leo was like, it's a different kind of treatise.
Yeah, but we'll roll with it because you know.
Oh wait, what was his birth name?
I think it might have been Leo because I think that tradition was a
later thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So while Leo was in Gaul, which is now France, I believe.
I know where Gaul is. It was quite galling that you would say that I don't know where Gaul is.
Well, you know, my geography's not great, so I'm just projecting. Anyway, while he was in Gaul, Pope Sixtus III died on the 11th of August 440.
Oh, no.
And Leo was unanimously elected as his successor, which seems suspicious to me.
How so?
Well,
because he was conveniently out of town. He's like, I have the perfect alibi.
No. Leo was in Gaul, and oh yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, no, good point. Sixtus presumably was in Rome, but Leo was unanimously elected as his successor.
Mm-hmm.
So he got the job while he was traveling, I guess.
I mean, the Pope is a powerful position. Mm-hmm. So it is, many of the people who are below that want that power. So it seems weird that they would just pick a guy who wasn't even in the room. Unless maybe they were just like, oh man, I do not want to be Pope right now. It is a mess out there. Listen, we'll let Leo take this shit, because maybe this is like because Leo wasn't there to vote. Yeah. They were all like, let's just make Leo be Pope. Oh, what a great idea.
That's what happened in one of my previous jobs. Being director of the department that I was in was a job no one wanted. And so the person who got made the director was someone who missed the meeting. So it could have been that. But I mean, I guess the vibe I'm getting is that he'd impressed, basically.
Well, everybody was just like, well, obviously, Leo.
Yeah.
He's really great. I mean, we love him.
Exactly.
He's so good. Yeah.
So...
What a fun thing to come back to. You're surprised. Like, surprise, you're Pope.
I mean... Yes and no. Like, on the one hand, a lot more paperwork, probably. On the other, probably nicer accommodation.
Yeah. You get nicer places to stay, cooler,
nice
taller
pointy
hat. Yeah. You get
we both got that obsession with millinery.
The miters you're carrying around now are so much nicer.
Where it's also like if you're particularly devout at that time, you probably got a tonsure, right? And then it's actually a really bad haircut, so you want a good hat to distract from it.
Yeah, you're like, finally, I have a hat that really works with this head and this haircut.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, it's weird that you come back from a vacation, not a vacation, I guess, like a work trip, and you're like suddenly you're the CEO or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so
during his papacy, Leo was particularly concerned about the threat of heresy. So I know you're really excited because we touched on this previously, and you seemed very keen to learn what Pelagianism was, and I was not able to give a very good answer. So we have more info about this horrifying heretic and the fight against him for the sake of truth and justice.
And the American way?
Yeah, sure. So shortly after he became Pope, Leo found out that Pelagians were being received back into the church in the Roman city of Aquileia without...
What is this shit?
Yeah. without being formally repudiated for their heresy. Sounds pretty damn Christian, and I'm not going to stand for it.
We can let them in, but we need to give them their full measure of shit before they get back in.
Yeah, you mean you forgave them without yelling shame at them while they paraded naked through the street? That is so not what the catechism says we should do.
Oh, so we let these Pelagians in. Great. And the floggings all went well? The what, sir? The floggings. You flogged them all pretty thoroughly? Like really like ripping up the back. Like I just want to make sure they're sleeping on their stomachs for the next 6 months. That kind of flogging? Oh, no, we didn't do any of that. No. Interesting.
Well, you can see that the management here so far has been sloppy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Kat has very kindly supplied that Pelagianism is the idea that the fall did not taint human nature and that people can achieve perfection if they use their free will correctly.
Okay.
So it sounds kind of logical. It's named after Pelagius, who was around from 355 to 420, who was a British ascetic and philosopher who made the following argument. Go on.
So, yeah, because I remember this came up, I forget what other, I think it might have been the last pope we talked about.
Yeah, probably.
But this idea that Pelagianism means you can get
to heaven through like your acts, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But the orthodoxy at the time was like, no, it just happens.
Well, no, it's like,
already decided.
It just happens if you're good enough and God wants you to.
Yeah, it's like it's God who gets the final, because it doesn't really matter what you do, but then you also still have to be good. I don't really understand.
Yeah, so there was something to do with, like, if you do good acts, then you're acting like a person who is predestined would act, and therefore it's more likely that you are. I don't know. Anyway, try and trick God? I don't know.
Yeah.
But Pelagius's argument was that God wouldn't command humans to do something that it was impossible for them to do, and God commands humans to fulfill divine commandments. Therefore, it must be possible to fulfill those commandments.
Exactly.
So it's a bit like Kant. It's like if it's good, then it must be doable. Which again, though, like seems kind of logical.
Right. It would be shitty to be like, we have to follow these commandments, and if you don't, whether you do or not, you're going to hell. I don't know. Like it doesn't matter if you do or not, but you have to do it anyways. Like, or I don't know. Yeah. It's just
indeed. He also argued that it was unjust to punish someone for another person's sins, which undermined the doctrine of the fall and original sin. Right.
Fair.
Don't need to explain that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that makes sense that you're not on the hook for other people's sins. That seems fair as well. Yeah.
So, because whereas orthodoxy is like, Eve took that apple, therefore you're a piece of shit now.
Mm-hmm. Or at least women are, right?
Yeah,
right? Am I right,
yeah,
ladies?
Sure.
Hey, where my sinful bitches at? What?
She's right here.
Oh, okay.
The idea that humans had the potential to be completely sinless was condemned as heretical, primarily by ascetic and translator of the Latin Bible, Jerome, who was one of the early church fathers.
Right, and kind of a dick.
Clearly.
There's such a thing as being too good, all right? Is all we're saying.
I don't know. When I was studying this kind of stuff, I was always like, I think the heretics kind of have a point, actually. And especially the reaction to the heretics was like, cut out their tongues. So I was like, well, that doesn't seem very Christian.
Not proportional.
Yeah.
I thought we were having a philosophical discussion. I didn't realize the knives were literally coming out.
Yeah. They'd be like, cancel culture has gone too far.
It's like, oh no, because in the past, you'd be put on a rack. That's cancel culture.
Yeah. Pelagius was also criticized by Augustine of Hippo, who you've probably heard of.
Yeah.
St. Augustine.
Yeah, he's the Hippo guy, right?
Yeah. And in 417, Pope Innocent I excommunicated Pelagius, which is ironic because, like, if their whole beef with him is that no one is innocent, Pope Innocent is a weird choice to be the one to excommunicate him.
Against the most suspicious pope name.
Yeah, definitely. That's a bit of background to what Leo was up against.
Okay. So he's fighting the fight.
He's fighting the quote-unquote good fight. Yeah, no.
Against Pelagianism by, I guess, torturing a bunch of motherfuckers.
Which is Christianity for cunts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this, this idea of, like, it's like, people don't change.
Yeah. And to prove it, I'm going to torture them.
Yeah.
So Leo ordered that a provincial synod should be held in Aquileia, where former Pelagians would have to formally renounce the heresy in order to be accepted into the church communion. So again, like some kind of shame pageant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it wasn't quite as bad as you imagined with the floggings, but it still seems a bit shady.
Still public admonishment.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what you did wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry.
I said that people wouldn't be asked by God to do something that was impossible. I know, what a dickhead.
I'm sorry. I thought the people would be rewarded for the good works that they did on earth. I guess I see now my mistakes. Doesn't seem like you mean it. No, say it like you mean it.
Leo was also worried about another sect called Manichaeanism. Manichaeanism's followers were dualists who believed that the material world was evil, standing in opposition to the spiritual world of light, and that humans could only save their souls by recovering their true selves through hidden knowledge.
What hidden
so
knowledge?
He didn't like those book learners.
I like this material world is evil. That checks out.
Yeah. Hidden knowledge, though, seems a bit elitist, I guess.
The hidden knowledge thing is weird. It's just like, it just seems like now you're trying to be like weird conspiracy theorists and stuff.
Yeah.
I know the truth. I've read the secret documents and I know.
Yeah. But I mean, fight fire with fire, because Leo, it seems, got a bit conspiratorial about them in return. So Leo claimed that Manichaeans had come to Rome and were secretly practicing in the city. Yeah.
Scandal.
But I mean, that sounds a bit like made up as well. Like,
right, yeah. They're sacrificing babies. They're meeting in the basement of this pizza place, and everybody's like, that pizza place doesn't have a basement. Like, they're harvesting children for their adrenochrome.
What's this a reference to? Because it's going over my head.
Manichaeans were on Epstein's plane. I don't know, whatever. QAnon shit.
Right. Oh, I see. Yeah. I thought you were just being racist against Rome again by linking it back to pizza.
No. That was you remember this, like the Comet Pizza thing, which was like.
Yeah, no.
The Pizzagate thing, yeah.
Yeah, vaguely.
Anyways, but yeah, it's not worth remembering, except for like that somebody actually believed it enough to like take a gun to a random pizza place in DC.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah.
And be like, show me the basement where all the children are being held. And they're like, sir, there is no basement in this building. And then he was like, tell me the basement. And it's like,
wow. Anyway.
That's the problem with conspiracy theories, is once you take them out in the real world and you run into like real
facts?
things. Facts, like, or just reality. Yeah, like reality, like this building doesn't have a basement.
Yeah. It's like, or is that what they want you to think?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so meanwhile,
in 443, Leo gave a series of sermons against Manichaeans and called for Romans to report any suspected heretics to a priest, which sounds very like what we're going through now with like anti-immigrant sentiment.
Yeah,
would you say?
It does. It has a very East German kind of Stasi vibe, you know, like a very, report any people having thought crimes. Please report them to your nearest Big Brother outlet. You know, it's like, I don't know, just mention their names into your view screen.
So again, not hugely Christian, I would say.
Yeah, I think it was Jesus who said snitches get stitches, and I don't see how this fits in with Jesus's doctrine.
I think I remember that actually from all four of the Gospels. So he also said ACAB, I'm fairly sure.
I'm sure he did after the police crucified him.
Yeah.
They're like, actually, this police state, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
Leo, however.
Yeah. He really twisted Jesus's views, I would say. So those accused were brought to court and most likely tortured in order to force confessions. Yay Leo!
Oh, wow. What a wonderful spiritual leader this guy is.
Yeah, clearly hadn't seen Andor or like any other literature about torture whereby confessions are not actually reliable.
People, they just love it. They love torture. They don't want to give it up. They're like, I know it's wrong, but I still believe in it. Oh, I can change torture. They're just like, can I just torture anyways? Can I just do a little bit of torturing? Who's it going to hurt, really? I mean, come on.
This is the guy... the Manichaeans,
just the people I'm
sure.
torturing, and those people suck anyway. So
right.
If they didn't suck, why are they getting tortured?
That is a good point.
See?
Yeah, I can't fault your logic there. Yeah, so a year later, Leo announced that the Manichaeans had been eradicated. So we go from claim to like, we've sorted it all out.
It's all done now. It's like, okay. Either that or they've gotten much better at hiding. Either way.
Yeah. But either way, they're not going to be interrupting our sermons for a good long while. The Christian writer Prosper of Aquitaine credited Leo with exposing the Manichaeans and burning their books.
Okay, again.
In case you were worried it was sounding a little fashy.
Because I was thinking, like, this is a classic fascist move, is you create problems and then pretend to solve them. Yeah,
and
so
they were
like,
never a problem in the first place.
You're like, these Manichaeans are a problem, and now they're not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
These terrible Manichaeans coming into our country, stealing all our Eucharist.
orthodoxies. Yeah.
I'm sure some of them are good, whatever. But yeah, it's oh my god. So now they're burning books.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Just love it.
Well, I guess, that'll show them for trying to pursue their secret knowledge, right?
Yeah. Well, if it's such important knowledge, why don't you just tell everybody? We share with the class, right? So important.
Or, on the other hand, if it's so secret, then shouldn't be written down.
That's also true. And those Manichaeans, you're playing right into their hands.
Yeah.
Because they're like, these books make it too obvious where our knowledge is coming from. It needs to be more hidden.
That's where Leo is flawed in this situation.
Yeah.
So we've identified where he's gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So in 447, Leo went a step further and declared that heretics deserved the death penalty.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Leo's like, hey, you know what? I was thinking the other night. I was reading the Bible, and I was reading this section, and there was this guy. I forget his name, but anyways, he was going against orthodoxy, and they crucified him. And I was like, yes, we should do more of that. Kind of flipping through my Bible, and I was like, oh yeah, we should be doing more executing people who don't agree with the state here. That is us,
For some reason, this is reminding me of something I learned recently, which was apparently a study has shown that if you teach business students ethics, they do worse business practices. And it's like clearly Leo is being inspired by what the Bible's saying not to do. By being like, I hadn't thought of that until you told me not to do it.
Oh, because you're teaching them things like...
Yeah, that they hadn't even considered.
All these ethical quandaries I hadn't even considered, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, but I could make a lot more profit that way.
That's the problem with business students, is they're pretty stupid. So the more you teach them, the worse they're going to be.
Right. I think it's more that the problem is more that they're corrupt rather than stupid.
This is like, I remember reading that book, The Psychopath Test by John Ronson.
Yeah.
And they were like, there was once an experiment, or there was like a treatment where they were like trying to teach psychopaths like how to behave.
Yeah.
And what they instead taught them was how to
get away with stuff.
Yeah, pass as not a psychopath, and like how to trick people better.
Yeah.
They didn't teach them to be better people. They just taught them how to better trick people that they were good people, and made them more dangerous in the prospect. These were like violent psychopaths.
Yeah. I should say I have a friend who has an MBA, but it wasn't her undergrad. So I'm talking specifically people who dedicate their whole lives to the pursuit of a rampant profit.
Whatever.
Anyway.
As somebody with 2 economics degrees, I have no respect for people with business degrees.
I see. Interesting. At Oxford, they have a degree called Business and Economics, I think. So what do you say to that?
They're just trying to tart up their whore of a degree. It's just pathetic. They're trying to put lipstick on that pig, and it's not working. I can see through their bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So in case you work for the side business school and you're listening, fuck you. We don't want your sponsorship.
Yeah, but just send us some money anyways. But we're not going to sponsor you. But do it out of the goodness of you, like
out of spite,
whatever vestiges of soul. Anyways. Anyway, so he's executing people now. Great. So just for the record,
just like Jesus wanted,
he's rounding up people who don't agree with him.
Burning
torturing those people, burning books, and now he's executing people. Excellent.
Yeah. Well, he argued that it was justified because if heretics were allowed to live, then they'd bring about the end of the world and divine law. Okay. So the stakes are pretty high when you look at it from his point of view.
I guess when you put it in perspective of the world is going to fucking end if these people exist, it certainly makes it easier.
It still sounds worse, actually, when you put it like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, well, like, I don't want him, but the Pope said, if I don't kill this guy, the world's gonna... This is a classic trolley problem.
Yeah, again, like, very not Catholic, I would say, as well.
Yeah. I saw an update on the trolley problem recently, which said that if you pull the switch after the first set of
The
wheels is
first
gone,
set of wheels is gone, yeah, it will just...
it'll just derail, and then you say,
Yeah, yeah.
but
That's a
anyways,
very good point, but I don't know what the moral and
that the
analog...
whole system is fucked, and you need to stop. It's the system that's the problem. It's not
break the
your
wheel.
individual.
Yeah,
It's not your
okay.
individual decisions. It's only the system. By breaking the system, can we begin to fix things? Anyways.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you for that. I feel like I'm in like Eleanor's ethics lessons in The Good Place. So,
All right.
thank you.
So he's saving the world with
sure,
wholesale murder.
one execution at a time.
Yeah.
Just like Batman.
Yeah.
You could argue.
No, well, kind of, but not. But yeah, I guess so. I mean, Batman also seemed to be a rich guy attacking the poor for situations beyond their control. But yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's also.
Yep.
At least he wasn't killing people, I guess.
Well, he says he wasn't.
Oh, he was crippling a lot of people. That's the thing they don't
Yeah.
bring up is like Batman crippled a lot of people. And it's like,
Yeah.
but they're still alive. It's like, well, their lives are fundamentally changed. And not for the better. Anyways.
Anyway, so Leo also orchestrated the Council of Chalcedon in 451, which
Oh, yeah.
was a really big deal.
I bet.
No, it's just, again, this is one of those things where it's like, if I had been a better student, I could really emphasize to you that this is in fact a big deal. So the Council of Chalcedon was basically when the official orthodoxy was kind of finalized. I
Oh,
want to say.
oh, yeah. He was just like, there's too many motherfuckers out here running their mouths
Yeah.
about all kind of shit they don't know nothing about. So I'm going to have to call everybody together, and we're going to have to knock some heads.
Yeah.
And fucking everybody's going to sit down, and I'm going to tell you what's what, and then
Yeah.
we're just going to go from there. All right?
Yeah,
We're just going to
pretty
wipe the
much.
slate clean.
So that, yeah, there was the Council of Nicaea,
Right.
like, can't remember, sometime before, and then the Council of Chalcedon, and these were the two big, like, when orthodoxy was established.
Because Nicaea sets the Bible, right?
What?
Isn't
Sets?
isn't it the Council of
Oh,
Nicaea
fuck,
where they...
no, that's another one.
Is that a different one? All right, never mind then. Forget it.
Sorry.
So we've had the Chalcedon, like, this has come up in previous like Chalcedonian bishops and things
Well,
like
because
that.
it's a big fucking deal. Yeah.
It's a big deal. All right, we get it. It's a big deal. Okay.
And it was Pope Leo who made it happen.
He did it. He had
Yeah.
a vision.
It involved a lot of torture for no reason.
Yeah.
And
He was like, I have come up with a final solution
oh my god.
for heretics.
Wow.
And,
that came out of nowhere. Jesus, Matthew.
Whatever. He's the one who's torturing people and murdering.
Well, yes, but you know, it's like you don't say that bit out loud. God, we've this one's really Godwin's law, hadn't it?
Whatever.
So the Council of Chalcedon was convened to resolve a dispute that had arisen between someone called Eutyches and the Archbishop Flavian of Constantinople, although Flavian himself actually died before the council was held.
Oh.
So I guess it's like, well, we've organised this big fight now, so I guess we got to see it through.
Yeah, I was like, well, I feel like we won that argument. So
Yeah. Well, no, Flavian was the Orthodox guy position,
never mind then.
and Eutyches was the heretic.
Oh.
They were disagreeing about the nature of Christ. Eutyches denied that Jesus was a human being, and
He was an alien man.
well, you know, I guess he was saying that he was fully God. Or like maybe if God becomes a man, then it's not really fully a human because it's still God in there. Anyway,
Right.
the council condemned his position as heresy, affirming the union of both human and divine nature in the one person of Christ.
Okay.
So again, it's very important that Jesus can be both in order for people to believe that they can be good.
Is that right?
Something?
Or is it important that he has the divine so that nobody else tries to be the Messiah because everybody else is just human?
Well, this is what orthodoxy is like. He was definitely both.
Right.
So, hang on, we do get an explanation. If you just let me finish.
Sorry.
Leo wrote several sermons and letters discussing theological questions about the person of Christ. And in keeping with the verdict at Chalcedon, he argued that Christ had to be both human and divine, because if he had only been divine, then his death could not give humans hope for their own salvation.
Oh.
Right? Because Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, I guess if he had only been divine, then he couldn't have died.
That's the other
That
thing
that would, if
is
he'd been divine and someone had killed him, that would, I guess it wouldn't be so much that the opposite of that would give people hope, as that if someone had killed God, that would give people a lot less hope.
I guess, or would it be like we can kill God?
Oh wow, yeah,
This
okay.
changes
I hadn't thought
everything.
I hadn't thought of it like that. Which I don't know if that's a psychopath
Boys,
test,
go get
Matthew,
your
but
pitchforks.
oh
We're
my
going.
goodness.
We're taking the fight to him.
So in 1754, Pope Benedict XVI declared Leo a doctor of the church in recognition of his theological work. This is a title reserved for Catholic saints believed to have contributed significantly to the development of doctrine and theology.
Right.
I guess just emphasizing that him convening the Council of Chalcedon couldn't have hurt in his campaign to become a saint pope.
Yeah. I guess it sets the template for whatever was going on hundreds of years later. So
Yeah.
they would have agreed with it because they would have lived in that their entire life. But
I guess so.
at the time, I imagine a lot of people were annoyed by it.
A lot of heretics, so fuck them.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Their feelings don't count.
Oh, my God. What was I even thinking? I was thinking
Yeah.
like people, and I forgot they were just heretics.
Yeah,
They're not people.
there's no people.
I know, right?
Oh my
I'm just
God.
like, what are we thinking about? People are just like Catholics in good standing. They're not like people of other faiths.
Yeah.
Or like,
Or particularly
or
people of the
heretics.
same faith but with a slightly different idea.
Yeah, what's it like?
If
you
in
know,
a way that's even worse than total heathens.
I know, right? Just like these guys who pretend to be of this faith, and then they open their fucking mouth, and what's coming out is a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, well, obviously, we need to take a stronger hand with this. Anyways.
Indeed. I think you've really captured the spirit of what Leo would sound like if he had a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
His papacy saw a greater centralization of power within the church. Yay.
Yay. Almost dictatorial, some might say.
Some might say that.
It's like we need a little bit more authority, like an authority type like
Like
authoritarian.
authoritarianism?
Oh yeah, that's the word. Yeah, something like
Right,
that.
right. Okay. His papacy was the first time that the word pope was used to refer exclusively to the Bishop of Rome. Before this, it could mean any bishop.
Oh.
So part of his, I guess, like demagogue-ness, authoritarianism is be like, he's given himself a promotion.
Yeah, or he's giving everybody else a demotion. Like it's like
yeah.
I need a special title for myself.
Yeah.
What if I'm super pope?
Like
regular pope.
Führer Pope?
Yeah.
So Leo was also one of the first bishops of Rome to emphasize his succession from Peter, calling himself the apostle's heir and deputy. So a humble Christian guy is the vibe I'm getting.
It's divine lineage, straight
Yeah.
from Peter to this guy.
Yeah. Which checks out because, you
Yep.
know, he behaves in a very Christian fashion.
Nothing. I'm seeing no contradictions
Yeah.
in what I understand Christian faith to be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He was also engaged with political matters.
No.
Well, no, but like, not just church politics, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like you have to be pretty involved in political matters if you're killing motherfuckers. But
Yeah, that's true. Like just paying all the backhanders
yeah.
to the police. But no, he was involved in the protection of the city of Rome, not just from all the heretics and their ideas.
Yeah.
So in 452, Attila, who is commonly known as Attila the Hun, invaded Italy and attacked several cities on the march towards Rome. He supposedly demanded that the emperor send his sister to him along with a dowry for marriage. The emperor sent 3 envoys to negotiate, including Leo. We don't know exactly what happened, but Attila withdrew, and ancient medieval historians credited Leo with the victory. You think you're scary?
Yeah, it's like that's the thing. It's like
See how I deal with heretics.
I brought some heretics here to exemplify.
Well, what's left of them?
The kind of stuff that I do to people who I liked. These are people who are like me and have the same like country and religion and everything as me. And look what I did to those motherfuckers. All right?
Well, that's it. I guess this is just showing that Leo's someone you want on your side, if
I
nothing else.
guess. But also it seems like staying on his side is a matter of his capriciousness. Like his like It
That's
feels
true.
like that's the whole thing is like staying. It's the whole problem with authoritarianism and
Yeah,
dictatorships and
they're
is
surrounded by sycophants.
right. And like what is acceptable today is perhaps not acceptable
Mm,
tomorrow. And you can just fall out of favor and then suddenly be erased from history of the earth.
yeah.
These kind of Stalinist tactics that Leo has. So
Yeah. In 455, the Vandal king Genseric sacked the city of Rome. Probably knew that. Leo went out to meet him with members of the clergy and asked him to leave,
it's a brass
politely,
knuckles.
presumably. And again, just like some remains of some heretics that.
Like every time you say that he goes to meet people, I just imagine him going to the city limits with just like a baseball bat.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm the Pope. I hear you're interested in causing some disruption. Gonna have to ask you not to do that.
I'm sorry, you didn't know that this territory is under the protection of the Pope, and that is me, and you were asking for a world of hurt.
And I don't mean Pope as in bishop. I mean Pope as in Führer.
Yeah, it's like you think there's a lot of popes. Well, I recently made
Actually,
it so
there's
I'm just the
only
one pope.
And I got the power of the man upstairs behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Attila, Genseric's men continued plundering Rome. But thanks to Leo's intervention, they refrained from burning the city, and they left the basilicas of St. Peter, St. Paul, and St. John unharmed.
Let's find some middle ground here. How about
We still do a bit of pillage.
a bit of pillaging,
Yeah,
not so much burning.
but I don't like fire.
So we can do that. Look,
Yeah.
pillage as much as you want. The raping I could do with less of, but I'm willing to turn a blind eye.
Because
With no
women,
burning?
who needs them?
You know, it's just like we can only do so much property damage. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
thing, right? It's just some
Yeah.
of it's just stuff, but like properties, like we've got a lot of investments, you know.
Yeah, we got to respect property, especially the ones that are owned by the church.
Yeah.
Because again, that's what Jesus would want. Some of the inhabitants of Rome took refuge in these churches and were spared from the pillage. So he did some good for his
Kind of.
neighbors.
I almost feel like it was like, can we not burn? Because if you burn, you're going to burn our churches, and also don't
Yeah.
pillage our churches. It's just like
I mean, I can understand why you want to pillage them, but please just don't burn them.
this again feels like the lower classes took the brunt of this
Yeah.
pillaging, and then the church kind of got off scot free.
Yes, I don't know the demographics of who was taking refuge in the church. But yeah, maybe there was a policy like, oh, you can only take refuge here if you've donated in the past year.
Maybe.
So yeah,
Imagine the rich just leave the city, right?
that too, yeah. After the attacks, Leo played a key role in the rebuilding of the city,
Oh.
which maybe he had some kind of late in life realization that he was being a bastard, because
Yeah.
this isn't expanded on at all, but it seems a bit out of character that he would.
Doubtful. I think what he probably did is he found all the people who've been murdered and bought up their property cheap, and then redeveloped it.
He was a property developer, and he took all the credit for rebuilding the city. I like it. I think you're on the money there,
Yeah,
as it
he was
were.
probably like, "Hey, can you burn the downtown area? Because I've been trying to buy some stuff down
It's
there."
a real eyesore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it. Put some condos up down there. It's gonna develop it real nice. Put in a nice mall.
Yeah.
The really hip vomitorium. You know, all kinds of great stuff.
So Leo died on the 10th of November in 461. It is unclear how, but I mean, from the sounds of it, he had a lot of enemies.
Yeah, that's fair. Or he probably just died like in his bed.
Yeah, because he was 70.
He's just like the old expression that only the good die young, and then it's just like I feel
Yeah.
like that's true more and more. It's like somehow like if you
Yeah.
fill your heart with evil and hatred, there's no room for cholesterol. It's like somehow that
Good point.
is what happens. Like
Maybe that's how the Tories were investing in the NHS.
maybe
Just making everyone evil, and then, yeah.
I don't get it. You think that people that angry would just like
Yeah.
they'd have aneurysms.
their blood pressure would just
the
go
blood
through the
pressure would be
roof,
insane.
yeah.
Like that just seems like, but somehow not, and I'll never understand it.
confusing.
So he died. Yay.
Well, he's obviously in heaven now.
Obviously.
Well, he's a saint. Can't argue with that.
I guess not. All right. So, did he have any relics?
He wanted to be buried as close to St. Peter's tomb as possible, and was the first pope to be buried within St. Peter's Basilica in the portico. However, in 688, Pope Sergius I has had his remains moved to the south transept inside the basilica. So his relics did get moved, but like a really small distance.
Right.
Just keeping that St. Peter fanboy fandom going until the latest possible moment.
Yeah, but it does. I don't know why this other pope moved him. Sounds really petty. They're just like,
Yeah.
just move him a little.
Well, I
further
mean,
away.
he probably deserved it.
He's like, when I die, I want to be a little closer to Peter. So why don't I just move this guy's bones?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I guess by then, it's like 200 years later, there were probably like 20 more popes.
Yeah.
So he was doing like relic Tetris to try and
Yeah.
fit everyone in.
He's like, what's this one? Leo the Great? What? Who even remembers this guy?
He doesn't sound so great to me.
Yeah,
South transept with you.
probably had just some good PR. So he's in St. Peter's Basilica.
Yeah, that's all I've got on his relics.
Does he have any miracles?
So, according to Paul the Deacon, a guy who was writing in the 8th century,
Okay.
while he was negotiating with Leo, Attila the Hun saw a giant man wearing priestly robes and armed with a sword, who threatened him and his army with death. And it was this vision that persuaded Attila to withdraw. So your speculation that it was just Leo with a baseball bat, clearly
Yeah.
not far off, but it was a miraculous vision, not...
Right.
it's like in The Wizard of Oz where he goes behind the machinery and like projects himself louder. I think that's
Right.
what's going on
He's
there.
like, it's a giant man. Oh no, Attila, that's just a hat. Oh my God, look at the size of that man. It's like, no,
Oh,
no,
man.
sir, that's just a hat. I don't understand what's happening. I've never seen a hat that big. That man must be a giant. Like, no, sir. It's just. I assure you, there's nothing in the hat. It's just an empty hat. No, he's like, I don't know, man.
We've come full circle. We've come back to the Pope hat.
It's like that thing in nature where like animals make themselves look bigger
Yeah.
to scare off predators, and that's
that's what Leo was up to.
what he did.
I've got one more for you as well.
Oh, good.
The Golden Legend includes the story of a Marian miracle, i.e., that was a test.
A
related
Marian?
to
Are you saying
Mary.
a Marian?
Yeah, Marian.
Oh, okay.
It's like Maria with an N.
Okay.
So yeah, related to Mary.
Yeah. Okay.
A Marian miracle received by Pope Leo. He was
Okay.
giving communion at the Church of St. Mary the Moor, and a woman kissed his hand.
Oh, well, say.
Well,
Hey.
at this moment, he found himself tempted.
Wow. Well, I mean, who wouldn't be? I mean,
Yeah, you haven't had a wank in 30 years. Someone kisses your hand. Like I can see it.
It's like, I haven't been touched in forever. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Maybe she slipped his hand a little tongue, A little... Yeah, it's like she has this woman's mouth. There were all the diamonds on my rings are gone. It's amazing. I'm like, oh my God, that's so tempting.
So, as punishment for his lust, he cut off his hand
What?
and threw it away from himself. Rings and all.
I don't think. I mean,
I'm not sure it was the hand that was feeling the lust.
yeah, I'm not sure. Like that's what was really the problem. Also,
Yeah.
like you don't really need to throw it away at that point. It's pretty useless. It doesn't really matter what you do with it once the hand's off.
Yeah. Just littering, really.
Okay, so this is like, he's like, oh, one lady kissed me and it moved a little bit, so now I gotta cut my whole fucking hand off.
Yeah.
All right.
Which, again, is another misinterpretation of something Jesus said, because actually Jesus said if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. If your
Right.
eye causes you to lust, pluck it out. So that's what he should have done.
Yeah.
So I'm not impressed.
Considering his responses to other people, this does seem in proportion with what he thinks is
Yeah.
the right thing. Like, this is like, because his responses to heretics felt very out of proportion.
Yeah.
And this feels like in proportion for him, but like out of proportion for anyone
For
else.
anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when he didn't appear in church to say Mass or perform his divine duties, people began to wonder what was wrong. Blood loss.
Yeah. No one checked in on him, just like blood sprayed all over his room. He passed
Yeah.
out.
Just a stump. Leo prayed to the Virgin Mary for help, and she appeared to him, restoring his hand and commanding him to go forth and offer sacrifice to his son, i.e., celebrate Mass to her son. I guess, I think.
Oh,
that's
wait.
the
So
typo.
Mary gave his hand back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you trying to draw some kind of link by saying that Mary did the miracle and it was a hand job? Because
no,
I
I
think
wasn't
that's
saying that.
beneath you, Matthew.
I was just thinking like maybe Mary was just like walking by and he threw this hand out a window and it
She was
smacked her,
like,
what the fuck is this hand doing here?
So that's kind of miraculous if true. His hand grew back. with the help of Mary.
It just feel like divine intervention being like, hey, you went way too far with this. Here's your hand back. Let's just forget the whole
We'll just,
thing.
say it never happened.
But then it's just like, where was this divine intervention when he was going buck wild on every heretic he could find?
Well, that's the thing with miracles, isn't it? The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
Mysterious is one word for it. All right.
Illogical might be
Well, those are two miracles of a sort, I suppose.
another. Quite. There's a common theme of violence.
Yeah.
That's not different from a lot of saints we've seen before, I would say.
I mean, yeah, some of these miracles get samey. These are two
Yeah.
very unique miracles from
There's
this
no
gentleman.
feeding of hungry people here. That gets old.
None of that. No curing of anybody's illness. None of that nonsense.
Just growing back his own hand
Yeah.
and intimidating someone who, by reputation, is himself very intimidating.
Yeah,
So.
threatening evil men and body horror. It's like a David Cronenberg film. It's great. Anyways, so
I'll have to take your word for it. But yeah, so that was Leo. I'm hoping that Leo the 14th might do better.
I did remember hearing that I think he's more inspired by Leo the 13th, the previous Leo.
Oh, really?
To him, not necessarily Leo the first. But...
Well, we'll have to do 12 more.
Yeah, we'll go through these Leos and see if there's any.
Of
So right now, in rankings of Leos, he's 2.
Right, because those are the 2 we know about, yeah.
Because Leo the 14th already has not murdered anybody.
That we know of.
That we know of. He's from Chicago. It's a very violent town.
Oh, my God.
So far, Leo the 14th ahead of Leo the quote-unquote great.
Yeah. But, I mean, Leo the 14th is not a saint, and this guy is, which can only mean one thing.
He has patronages?
He has patronages. You've been paying attention.
Yeah.
The last couple of years. What do you think his patronages are?
Is he the patron saint of unwanted jobs? Because maybe like he didn't nobody wanted to be...
massive overreactions to unwanted jobs. Like the power went straight to his head.
Actually, here's the thing: is like everybody voted for him unanimously. Now I'm thinking it's like they were like, man, if we do not vote for Leo, he's
gonna fuck us up. Yeah.
Listen, I want to vote for Tom, but Leo, I am very afraid of Leo.
Yeah. I think that's right.
It seemed like maybe he didn't want the job. Now it feels like everybody was afraid not to give him the job.
Yeah.
It's like if Leo comes back and he is not Pope, there's going to be hell to pay.
Hell to pay.
Is he patron saint of protection from heretics?
No. Weirdly not. That would have been, I would have said, but I guess because he was so conspiratorial about it. So it's
Perhaps.
Be more accurate to be like protection from things that aren't real, like 5G contamination or whatever.
Right. It protects you from all conspiracies. What do you got? Is he patron saint of book burnings? You know? You just, you want to get your book burning off to the right start, so you do a little quick prayer to Saint Leo, make sure you...
Leo the Great. Yeah, interestingly, because, the most famous book burner didn't like Catholics either.
That's fair.
Not sure that book burning is deemed worthy of patronage, which is something we should be grateful for, I think.
In fairness, I don't really think of Catholics as book burners. That usually feels like...
So what we're saying here is Leo was an innovator.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He's like, well, he started it, right? And then it all got turned against him. That's the thing,
Yeah, the Nazis really took the Christianity out of book burning. There we go.
I know, right? They made it something dirty. It used to be something faith-based and, nice and wholesome. You could take your family to the book burning and really enjoy it and just be warmed by the glowing light of all that knowledge just being removed from the earth and just knowing that you were safer because of it. And but now it's all
I don't know that. I'm sure if Leo had been told that book burning could also be anti-Semitic, he would have incorporated that as well.
Probably. Whoa, 2 birds with 1 stone. Cha-ching. Anyways, is he the patron saint of police states?
It's not on my list.
No? Torturers?
So he's the patron of confessors, which is a bit ironic, given that he would have extracted a lot of confessions in a very sordid fashion.
Well, see, that's not too ironic. Yeah, the confessors, he's getting the information out of people.
Yeah.
Any way he can. They're if there was one pope who knew how to get information out of people, it was a Leo.
That's a good point.
Is he the patron saint of intimidating invaders? You just need to go out and you need to intimidate people. If they're people you need people to get off your lawn or something. It doesn't have to be invading your whole country. It's just
any illegal aliens that you don't want, like any kind of like Samaritan or anyone who's a bit different from you that you just don't want to be there.
Yeah. And you're like, could we just get these people to, like, say, El Salvador or some other gulag in another nation? Just like getting people out of your space.
Well, I mean, you're saying that now like you're actually agreeing with him, because I know that you like your space and sometimes you have had enough of people.
You know what? I think this life of Leo has really inspired me to really think
God.
about a lot of my political beliefs. And
Well,
No.
I can only apologise to anyone who has to encounter you from here on in. No, he's not officially the patron saint of intimidating immigrants.
What are his patronages then?
After that very colourful list, you're going to be quite disappointed, because he's only the patron of two things:
Okay.
confessors, as I mentioned, and the other one is popes. So
Okay.
this is a bit disappointing.
It's not.
And also, I guess, like, you know, stick with what you know.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of niche patronages,
Yeah, that's true. He's the patron of about 300 people.
yeah, confessors is very narrow, and then popes
Yeah.
is just like a guy
Even
at a
more?
time.
Yeah.
Like one living person per ever, like ever.
Yeah.
Like
Well, look,
There is at
he's
most
a very
one pope
busy
or-
guy, okay? He gets seconded a lot to hell because
Yeah.
he's so good at torturing. So he can only really help one dude at a time.
yeah, he's doing a lot of consulting down in hell. He's got to like take time out. They're like, we're really having some trouble with these new people. The people are so jaded these days. Can you really get some fresh eyes on this in terms of torturing? Yeah.
As I said before, an innovator.
Yeah, no,
So
definitely.
that's what they need in hell.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least he's not bothering the general public, I suppose. So,
That's true, because yeah, confessors and popes is as you said, very niche. So,
yeah, but
So yeah.
perhaps reinforces a bad system within the church itself. But who are we to say?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, what do we know? Neither of us are popes, and so, you know, the other popes decided he was a great pope.
There
So
you go.
yeah.
But Anna, do you think you'd ever have, Pope Leo intercede for you? I know you're not a confessor or a pope.
Or a pope, and never will be.
And those two things are not on the horizon for you anytime soon.
Yeah.
But do you think that there would ever be a reason where you might like want to have Pope
Well,
Leo the
as
Great
I
intercede
as
for
I
you?
suggested earlier, like, I've always been on the side of the heretics, so I
Yeah.
don't think me and Leo would get on, because I honestly got so pissed off at my degree when I was learning about all this kind of stuff, because it's like, the Bible says be nice to each other, and you're all just being obsessed about like semantics and cutting out each other's tongues, and
Yeah.
it's like, why can't we all just hold hands?
It's like, are we the naive one? We're naive.
Yeah.
I think that's our problem.
Which is kind of cute. Like, we're more naive than someone who's apparently never had sex. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of sweet and wholesome in a way,
Perhaps.
wouldn't you say?
I guess maybe when you cut yourself off from the full gambit of human experience.
Is that a reference to his hand story?
No, I'm just saying, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm not sure I would want him to intercede for me, but also, if I asked, I don't know if he would help me, because I'm very heretical.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably better than a heretic because I'm an atheist in his view, but also, if I were a Christian, I would probably be a heretic. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. There's no winning, and you're also and you're a woman, and that's just none of that.
Yeah, exactly, and that's, so that is my fault, and
Yeah.
that makes me as sinful as Eve.
There you
So
go.
yeah, I would say I'm not seeing how he was so great, if I'm honest.
Well, he was apparently very big. I think maybe great. So like Attila the Hun thought he was very large. So maybe it's like he's
yeah.
great in the sense that he's very large.
He's huge.
He's Big Leo, they call him.
Big Leo. I can see that, and I can see like that would be a reassuring present to the people of Rome.
Yeah,
Like
you feel
the
safe.
mountain from Game of Thrones. Like, again, it's someone that's that violent but also powerful.
Right.
Someone you want on your side.
It's like the gun's not pointed at you; it's pointed
Yeah.
away. You're on the other side of that. Yeah, I think that honestly, there are some books I'd like to burn.
Oh my god. Okay.
Mostly like Ayn Rand novels and a lot
Yeah.
of like terrible right-wing nonsense.
Yeah.
I think the world's a better place. I understand that impulse.
Yeah.
So, if I wanted to deal with terrible books,
Well, it's also just like now that we have the internet, it's more symbolic, isn't it? It's like it'd be like saying I don't agree with this, as opposed to like I am eradicating this idea. Because sadly, when it comes to fascism, we can't eradicate that for some reason. Like people just really want to be bastards.
Just like negative things, like I don't know, like diet books and shit that are like or like business books, things that are like grifty, things like that.
Any book used by an MBA student, we should
Basically,
burn that for sure.
like all these like these terrible books that CEOs write. Like you can be you just need to work
culture.
harder, like hustling and blah blah blah, and like whatever, like all that stuff, which just like has a negative effect on society, and it's just like
no,
just
that's
like
a good point.
Read a proper novel, and like
well, maybe Leo had a point then.
Yeah,
you're winning me round to him now. I hope you're happy.
It's like you need to keep people in line with an iron fist, and I think that's what Leo teaches us.
So are you saying he should be the patron saint of parents?
Yeah, I'm saying not just like we need to close the borders. That's what Leo's telling us. He's like, we got to close the borders, keep out these Huns. You know who I'm talking about, and vandals.
Right.
And I think there's a lot to teach us about today.
Right. Okay. Well, I think on that note, we should stop recording and maybe never do this ever again.
So this is canceled. That just took a turn.
I would like to hear by cancel us.
It's like
which would be the most right wing thing to do is like declare myself cancelled.
It would be funny if we just like one day, just like we did this long enough, they were just like, you know what, we are trad Catholic.
Talked ourselves around.
Just like we know we've looked at it enough, and just like we started making fun of it, but you know what, actually. This Pope Leo is really into something, so I can get behind it.
Wait, what if this was the whole thing all the time? Because I've always been reluctant to do this, as you know. You are, well, not reluctant, but like you were definitely the primary driver of this whole endeavor. And what if, in fact, this is like some kind of Truman Show-esque, you are just slowly but surely indoctrinating me into the cult?
How would I be doing that?
Because it's like with an estate agent. When we were looking around our flat, I was like, I really like this estate agent. He seems really trustworthy because he was pointing out like some things that weren't great about the flat. And Danny was like, no, that's a sales tactic. They do that so that if they need to convince you that something that is a big deal isn't, then you trust them. And like, this is what you're doing by like kind of saying, yeah, it is all stupid, isn't it? Then when you turn around and say, actually, Leo had a really good point, I'll be like, yeah. Well, Matthew doesn't often get things wrong, so I'm probably should agree with him on this.
I mean, it's true that I don't often get things wrong, but I am often quite sarcastic about things. So I hope that maybe this is an issue with you understanding sarcasm or not. I just feel like
possibly.
Let's just make it very clear. I was being sarcastic. I think that this guy was despicable, and I am very much hoping that our current Pope Leo takes after some other.
Leo.
He was just like a big fan of Leonardo DiCaprio, and he didn't want to admit it, but he's just such a Leo super fan.
That opens another can of worms, really.
He's just like
problematic Pope in a different way.
Or maybe just like, what's a really cool Pope name? Leo. And like, and all his like priest friends, like when he was like coming up in seminary,
he's
just like. Because that's got to be a thing when you're sitting around seminary, when you're a young seminarian, and you're just like, sitting up late at night, just like hanging out, and you're like, hey, if you were ever Pope, what would it be? And then he's like, hey, listen to this, Leo. And everybody's like, that's pretty dope. And he's like, right?
And they just don't know enough of their own history.
Yeah, and they're just like, it's just like, that's just it's like, I didn't really think about, it's like, when I named my kids, I didn't look up everybody in the world.
Like the person who called their kid chlamydia because they thought it sounded pretty.
Exactly, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can't look up everybody who's got the name that your kid has. You can't be, and you can, there's some certain like red flags. People don't want to, name your kid Adolf or Elon or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, you can't look up like everybody ever who had that name. So you just like, I just want to pick a name that sounds pretty cool. And Leo the 14th sounds pretty cool. So
right. I mean, it doesn't sound as cool as Leo the Great, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a bit much, don't you think?
Well, clearly this man was very self-aggrandizing
Rather.
in many ways.
Well, Anna, thank you for telling me about this
despicable person.
This fascist asshole that
Oh,
really
you're so welcome.
really just like let power go right to his fucking head. Just like,
That's why he needed such a big hat.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
accommodate all the power that had gone to his head.
But yeah, but at least we know the hat has a purpose now, and it is to scare off
Yeah.
invaders. So
To intimidate other violent people.
we've made a lot of fun of the hat, but now we know that the
We
hat
understand there's a point to it.
exists for a reason, and so I guess we're sorry, Catholics.
Please don't come after us if you have kind of authoritarian intent. Anyway, you're welcome. Have a blessed day.
Too.
What we say.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.